Good morning. Memorial Day weekend. Saturday morning. Just reflecting. Okay, let's... I don't know. Let's talk about freedom. What exactly is it? Let's see. When I was growing up, freedom for my dad was leaving his keys in his car, leaving the house unlocked. Come and go as you please. We had stuff of value in the house. My neighbors had stuff of values in their house. When I was a kid, I moved into that house that I was raised in. I was about 4 years old. We moved in from the alley into a house that Grandma lived in. Dad bought it from Grandma for $8,000, I guess, something like that. Roppers lived across the street. I used to go to their house because they had cable TV. I never knocked. I always went in, watched TV. Drank water as I'm watching their TV. Mrs. Thomas lived right next door to us. She was a librarian. I used to go into their house. I used to eat the grapes too. She had a grapevine in the backyard. But I used to walk into her house. Janet lived 3 houses down. I used to take care of her yard, take care of her garden. Walked into her house, watched TV. Whether they were there or not. Same way with the Roppers. Thomases lived right across the street. David, Bobby, and I were playing baseball one time in the backyard. That's Roppers. I hit the ball. Knocked out a window. Mrs. Thomas gave us ice cream. Because she's been after her husband for a couple months to take out the storm windows and put screens up. Well, I took out a storm window. Got ice cream for it. Dad didn't see the humor in it though. I ended up getting the belt that night. But anyway, that was freedom. I went into Mrs. Thomas's house too. Used to go in and talk to her. Janet. People lived next door. I never went in. I didn't really care for them. And I don't think they cared for me. But that was freedom. I knew my neighbors. My neighbors knew me. They opened up the doors to me. They never told me not to come in. They never yelled at me. They never... It's just Gene. That was freedom. (1972) came back from Vietnam. Bought a Ford from Charlie. Ended up going down to Buford. Car was stolen. I went out one Sunday morning and my car's gone. Notified the police. Police came over, did a report. Police told me that they were going to wait, see if a friend of mine came by, took the car. No friend takes another man's property. I want my car back. I called the insurance company. Found out I didn't have insurance because my residence was below the Mason-Dixon line. Freedom? Things change over the years. They sure do. What does Memorial Day mean to me? I went to the wall. I've been to the wall 3 times now. And for those of you that don't know what the wall is, it's the Vietnam Memorial. Here's the ironic part, dealing with that wall. It was thought of by an American, because that was one of the rules. You had to be an American in order to put in a suggestion. But here's the ironic part. The American that won the wall was of Chinese descent. Now, I wholeheartedly believe that if her nationality was there at the beginning, the wall would not exist as the wall is today. I'm glad that the rules are made to protect those that are free. She was an American. It doesn't matter Chinese descent. Don't matter at all. But the way people are, it would have mattered. It would have. The Vietnam War there's a lot of things on YouTube concerning that wall and the reflections. There's also a book. Now, I used to have the book. Told stories of people visiting the wall and what transpired there. Well, this is what happened to me the first time. I went to the wall, looked up some names, because I wanted to see the names. Because you just can't go to the wall without some idea where the person you're looking for can be found. You have to look it up before you go into the wall. I knew a couple people, so I looked them up. As I was walking down the wall, as soon as my head was level with the top of the wall, it was like going into a cone of silence. The traffic from around the mall there disappeared. Total silence. As I was walking, I found the names I was looking for with no problem at all. They had a diamond by it. As I got down and started back out of the wall, I got to almost eye level. The names disappeared. There was a reflection of a tree right smack dab in the middle of this one block. And right above the tree was a name written in blood. Well, not blood, but it was red. And I looked at the name. And just couldn't believe the name I was looking at. Well, I proceeded to wipe my eyes, and I looked at the wall again, and there was names. The tree disappeared, and the names reappeared. I walked back out, went to the book on that side of the wall, or the wall. Sure enough, the name I saw was another name I knew. That transpired the first time that I went to there. Second time I went, I didn't go down in. I stayed on the outside and just looked. 58,000 names. Majority of them are under the age of 21. I was in my 40s. Twice as old as majority of the guys there. Now, we had freedom then also. But in order to have freedom, you had to do some investigation to make sure that you're making the right decisions. Such as what happened with the car, making sure that I was insured below the Mason-Dixon line. You know, just ridiculous the way the laws were. And we're talking back in the 80s. But now I'm reflecting Memorial Day. And we got this presidential thing coming up. And like I've stated before, I can't believe that the United States of America has got people like Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Hillary Clinton running for the presidency. I still can't believe that we got Obama as president, making a trip to Japan, and he's going to apologize for what happened during World War II. Now, I got to admit, they're dropping those 2 bombs. Killed a lot of Japanese people, innocent Japanese people. But that's the price of freedom. Death and destruction to those that are creating death and destruction. That's karma. Goes around, comes around. My phone was stolen. I had to spend $600 for a new phone. I met the guy that got involved in it, and we talked. I told him I can't stop him from coming on this property. But if I'm outside, and I got my bar with me, you will get struck with it. That's my freedom, to hit a thief. So, take it as a threat, call the cops, I don't care. I provide a service for you people, and you steal from me? That will create you to have broken bones. That's my freedom. So, anyway, I just thought I'd throw this out. Memorial Day means a lot to me. I gave the United States 20 years of my life so I could enjoy the remainder of it, if I survived the 20 years. I guarantee that those 24,000 people on the wall that were under the age of 21 also had my thoughts, that they would serve, do their time, and promote the freedom that they had, but they didn't make it. We're also losing lives in Iraq, Afghanistan. What went through those guys' mind the morning that they woke up and they were killed that day? Freedom costs. We got plenty of wars to prove it. Got the Revolutionary War, War of 1812. Even the Civil War had to reunite the North and the South to make one great nation. And look at all the lives that were lost there. And then we look at the Red Tails. Red Tails is about a black air wing that actually saved lives from the bombers. Not one bomber was lost when the Red Tails flew with them. But when the other services flew with them, they lost lives. Why? Simple. They didn't do their job. They didn't protect the bombers. The Red Tails protected the bombers. They did their job. They weren't out for their own glory. Their glory was to make sure that every bomber made it back home. That's freedom. That is freedom. Vietnam. I protested against it before I went in the Marine Corps. Sure did. Threw beer bottles at cops down in Washington, D.C. Well, my brother was overseas in Vietnam. In Vietnam, they took away my brother's gun. Said they didn't need it. He didn't need it over there. Interesting. Interesting. But anyways, Memorial Day. I hope that this nation will go back to the way we were in the 50s, where you could feel safe with an open door. You could feel safe leaving your keys in the car. Are those days going to come? As a child, I got children here. They live here in the apartment. They come down and they visit me, and they walk right in, just like I did when I was growing up. They don't knock. They don't. They open up the screen door and walk right in. All the adults knock. That to me is freedom. Those adults can walk right in too, because I'm just sitting here. I'm awake. But they knock. Why? Fear? To be a child, you always got to be a child. I still consider myself a child. Because I don't want to grow up. So, anyway, that's just food for thought. And I hope everyone has a good Memorial Day weekend. And just think of the freedoms that we do have. And let's hope and pray that people like Obama and Hillary, Bernie, and Donald don't take any more of our rights away from us. We got the right to bear arms. I'm hoping that they come up with a license that says I can carry a concealed weapon in all 50 states, just like I can have a license to drive a car in all 50 states. When they come up with that, I'll probably buy a gun. But now, all 50 states are divided. Different rules apply. I think they ought to unite, like they do with the driver's license, and have a concealed weapon license. But food for thought. And I'm going to end this again. God bless and have a happy Memorial Day. I'm looking at 22 minutes.